Here are our cards for the week. This is a lot going on. It's like just the general theme that I'm getting initially is like some like not that great stuff, but then we have something like kind of really cool that's like coming up next. If you're new to my channel and just tuning in, I'm Jackie, the creator of the Midnight City Tarot deck. This is a super colorful, super fun deck that chronicles my experience and journey through the city that never sleeps, through New York City. So it all takes place in the city and it really feels like a day in the life. So it's got places from maybe lesser known landmarks, it's got a lot of parks and just places that you'll really experience and come to love if you live in New York City. And of course it has some landmarks that we all know and love too, like the Empire State Building and the Brooklyn Bridge. So it's got something for everybody. So this is just, it's from my heart. It's my love letter to New York City. And I do readings every Saturday on this channel, and I use the City of Dreams spread. And this is a spread that I created to help support us in creating our dreams and living the life that we dream of. I think a really cool way to use tarot is to cultivate the qualities that we want to see in the community and in our life, and to use it to help guide us to bring the dreams that we have into fruition, because it's really important. We are creative beings, and I think it's just so magical and special when we can bring that creativity out into the world. And it's always nice to get a little help and support from one of my favorite modalities, of course, which is the tarot. So we'll dive right in today. I did want to mention it's Saturday, it's January 8th. That means that the tarot pouches are back in stock, and last time these went super quickly. They were gone in just a few hours. So make sure to hop on over to my website, which is midnightcitytarot.com, and grab your pouch today. They're awesome. I'm obsessed. I literally use mine every day. It has these custom pockets inside that perfectly fit the deck, which is really amazing. So there's two of them, so you could put your deck, and what I do is I always put this crystal that helped me like create the deck. I always keep that in here. Usually my lighter is in here as well for my candle, and I have my guidebook, my journal. It fits a ton of stuff, and it's really amazing to have it all like secure and safe in one place. I love that it's just like, you know, a display in your room, and also it has this really cute little zipper pull, so it could be used as like a clutch or carry-all. You could take it around with you too. So I've used it like that before, and it's awesome. It just adds like this really fun pop of color. So we're going to dive into the reading today. As I light the candle, let's just get grounded and connected to spirit. And I did this before I began, but it's always good to do it again just to make sure we're fully connected. So you can take a deep breath in if you'd like. Awesome. Okay, our portal is now open. So this reading is for the week ahead. Today is January 8th, 2022. So yeah, it feels really cool saying that it's 2022. We made it. Pretty awesome. So this is for the week ahead. We had some interesting cards come up last week. If you want a recap of that, you know, definitely go back. And this was the Page of Coins, in case anyone's wondering, who's like popping out as I'm talking. But yeah, if you'd like a recap of last week, make sure to go back. I'll link the video up here so you can check it out. I thought it was really helpful and really resonant to my week last week. So these are turning out to be like super helpful tools for my own personal growth, and I hope that they're helping you guys as well. Yeah, so we're gonna get into the City of Dreams spread. It is 5 cards, and the first one is our general message and theme. I always feel like that's a really great place to start. And then we look into what is holding us back. After that, we look into supporting energies that we could call upon. And then we look at underlying and hidden themes, which I love to uncover. It just really helps, like, as I go through the week, I really feel those underlying themes come up, and it just gives me so much more insight into what's going on in my life. Our last card is our next steps. I love that. It's like really nice to use tarot to carve a path forward, and next steps always really help with that. So I will continue shuffling, and then I will pull our cards. things flew out. I always say, like, I try not to do jumpers because sometimes like a million cards fly out and it's a lot, but they've just been wanting to pop out. So we're gonna go with that. Here are our cards for the week. This is a lot going on. It's like just the general theme that I'm getting when I look at it initially is like some disturbances and some like not that great stuff, but then we have something like kind of really cool that's like coming up next. So, okay, all right. Let's go through this card by card and break it down. Get some guidance so that we can move forward. All right, so for the general message, we have the 5 of coins, and this card always makes me chuckle because this was like a real situation in my life. This is like a drawing of my old kitchen in Brooklyn. And yes, there were cockroaches. It was bad. No matter what I did, I couldn't get them out. And if you have like the guidebook, this is like probably my favorite little description. Is it says something along the lines of like you put a lot of like effort and money and time into decorating and like making your place as good as you can and like doing everything that you can to like make it awesome. But there's like nothing you can do really to get the cockroaches out for good when you live next to the trash chute. So I liked kind of putting that like cute, funny spin on it. But yeah, this card really speaks to like financial loss and like putting in investments into like investments of resources. It doesn't have to be money, but it could be, you know, money, coin, time, any kind of like effort like that, and you're putting it into something and then you're not getting a return on that investment. So this is like definitely not, obviously not the greatest. We don't really want to like chill here in this kitchen with cockroaches. It's best to move on, and just, it's kind of good whenever these cards that come up that are like a little tricky, it's nice to just know that this is what's happening so that we don't have to like keep like, you know, smacking our head against the wall of like, why isn't this fixing? Like, am I not doing something right? Sometimes the best advice is just, it's okay to move on. Like, we don't have to keep trying to like fix this broken thing that's like not going to get better. So that's what we've got for our general message. And I'm really curious, like as the week goes on, how this resonates for you guys, because I know with the other spreads, like the cards will make sense and I'll understand like, okay, I could see like in which aspect of my life like this might be speaking to, but then like there'll be 1 or 2 events where I'm like, oh, got it, noted. Like that's exactly what it was talking about. So let me know if it resonates or if you guys have any inklings of what this could be about. So that's our general message. And then next we have what is holding us back, and we have the Page of Swords. So this is a person, like the court cards are like a personality. It could be us, it could be someone else in our life, but they are starting a project, embarking on something new, usually having to do with communication or writing, because they are in the swords suit, so that usually has to do with like mental intellect, writing. In the Ace of Swords in my deck, it's a pencil, so I think that also like solidifies that feeling. So something like that, you're embarking on a project, but they're also avoiding. So you can see they're like on the steps up above a little bit, so they're kind of like avoiding conversations perhaps, or just something to do with communication. So that's just something to watch out for this week. And like I said, this could be us, it could be someone else that we're interacting with, but a little bit of like communication difficulties with somebody could be holding us back. And for our supporting energies, we have the 2 of Swords, and it's blocking the way. And initially I'm thinking, gosh, is this blocking the way from something that we're not supposed to be going down? Like maybe this is getting in the way so that we can't go down a road that's not helpful for us, which kind of ties back into our general message of like, do we keep just like trying to Clorox the apartment, or do we just like not go down that road to begin with? So that could be what's going on here. 2 of Swords is really just like friction, tension, something blocking the way, and all the lights you can see on the street are red. Eventually they'll turn green, so we'll be allowed to go down this road eventually. But yeah, my intuition is telling me like there's a road we're not supposed to go down, and that's our supporting energy. So just trusting that, trust yourself. I feel like that's been such a big message for myself this past year, and it's come up in the readings. So trust yourself. If something doesn't feel right, like don't force it. Okay, and then for our underlying and hidden themes, this is really feeling like it's giving us a lot of insight into like what is going on with our general message. We're overwhelmed, we're overburdened, we've got all this stuff that we've been carrying for so long, and it's like falling out of our bag. It's like overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and we don't want to be dealing with this anymore. There's like, basically in this card, it's depicting someone like on the subway, they're sweating, they got all this like, you know, stuff constricting them. They've just like got a bunch of stuff that they're carrying and bringing with them. It's like baggage is what's coming through. They have literal bags in their hands, and they're trying to like complete all these tasks, and they're burnt out. Like this is one, so this is dealing with fire. They're burnt out, and they've like all their wants have fallen out of their bag, along with like their Metro card and their keys and all the things that they're going to need down the road to like get to the next step, get to like the next level. But yeah, there's just too much. You can't carry that many things, and this is the breaking point. This is like the straw that broke the camel's back. At a certain point, we just can't keep carrying all that stuff anymore. Like I know personally, I tend to just take a lot of things on. Like I know I can handle this. Like don't even worry. Like I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, and it is Capricorn season right now, and I just feel like I got this. Like I'm like a workhorse. I can like make it happen. But you know, at a certain point, it's like no, you need some balance. You like physically cannot carry all of this stuff. It's not healthy to carry all of this stuff and push ourselves this much. So underlying hidden theme, really interesting that this is coming to light, and I'm curious if this resonates for you guys as well, because like I said, I tend to get burnt out. Like I take on a lot, and I could see how this could be an underlying theme, and I'm sure I know already as I'm speaking that this is going to come up in more ways than one during the week for me. So our next steps forward. I love using tarot, like I said, to find a path forward and to work towards our next steps. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're actually in Coney Island. This card speaks to a fortuitous event or a cycle, like a huge like karmic cycle completing or breaking even. And it also speaks to, yeah, just like good fortune and luck. I really feel very special about this card in particular, because when I initially wanted to move to the city, I went to a tarot reader in my hometown of Rochester, New York, and I asked, I was like, what, you know, I really feel called to do this, but it's like so out of the realm of like possibilities. It's so random. It just doesn't seem like anything that I've ever wanted to do. But now I like have this in my head, like I gotta move to New York City. What should I do? Like, will it be supported? And this was the card next to the Fool that came up. And of course, obviously I did move to the city, and it did turn into this whole beautiful adventure that you guys can check out in the Midnight City Tarot deck. So to me, this card really feels like a fortunate turn of events, like the wheel is turning in a good way. And of course, obviously, every card has a shadow side or a side that's, you know, the difficult parts of it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, but that's the way that I'm taking this, is breaking a cycle, breaking a curse, and moving forward in a positive way. Yeah, it has a sign on it that says more chills and thrills this way. So it's like, do we want to take that invitation and step onto this wheel and see what it has in store for us? This is a huge card. This is really exciting, and it is in the majors, so it is like a big theme, and it's a very interesting atmosphere. So I'm quite curious to see what this has to say for me this week. I think I already know. If you guys have any you know, ideas of what in particular these cards mean to you and what resonates, I would love it if you could like leave a little message in the comments. I think it's really cool that we all have the similar things going on. I think that's another thing about tarot that I just really love, especially with collective readings. We're not alone in this. Like, we're not alone. Other people are going through similar things. Even if they're experiencing different events in their lives, they may be feeling these certain energies that we all have in common. So it always makes me feel a little bit more unified and a little bit more in community when I know I'm not the only one. Like, it's not just me. You know, it's all of us. And yeah, I love cultivating community. So if you guys enjoyed the video, I would love it if you could subscribe, hit the notification button, and make sure you get notified every Saturday there's a new reading. And if you don't already, follow me on Instagram. It's Midnight City Tarot, and I post a lot there, so that's a great way to stay in touch. And also on my website, you can sign up to be on the email list, and emails go out very sparingly, only when there's like a shop update or, you know, something really cool to share with you. So it's another way to stay in touch. And yeah, if you guys have any questions that you would like to see answered in upcoming readings, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'm happy to like pull a card for you and see what comes up. And yeah, if you want to share what projects you're working on and what dreams you're working towards too, I love hearing that. Let me know. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for checking this out. I'll see you guys next Saturday. I wish you a wonderful, supported, and inspired week ahead. I'll see you later.